Literally one right here. So for this week's Music Monday, I want to talk about the Doors. That's right, the Doors. Las Puertas. That's actually how you would say, how one would say the Doors in Spanish. Las Puertas. Yeah, if you didn't know that already, now you know. So, but the Doors are one of those bands that I know a lot of people are aware of, but I feel like today's generation, like I'm talking about teenagers and kids today, I feel like a lot of them really have no idea who the Doors are. It's a sad thing that it seems to be like now the only way today's kids learn about awesome bands is if one of their favorite rappers or DJs or whoever, if they like sample a song, like say, I'm sure I know there are like multiple remixed techno versions of like Led Zeppelin songs and Doors songs and probably even like Black Sabbath songs but it's, I don't know, for me I really don't care either way if like someone wants to remix like a Doors song per se, but I do feel like, granted, I feel like it is a good way to introduce new generations to awesome music, awesome bands, but unfortunately, if credit isn't given on a regular basis, then what happens is then you have a whole generation of kids who just assume like somebody like some DJ like Skrillex or whoever, that they're the ones who wrote and recorded an awesome song like Light My Fire or Riders on the Storm or Love Me Two Times, or LA Woman. But that's just me. Maybe I'm alone in thinking this. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. You let me know if you're a listener to this. Jim Morrison, he's always been one of my top 10 lyricists. Not so much like favorite singer. He was a decent singer for the time, but I always felt like he was a much better lyric writer, lyricist, and also poet, which I know he was. He wrote a lot of poetry, I believe, before he even considered being the singer or frontman for a band. And of course, I'm basing it off of what I know from the Doors movie, in which I do feel like the Doors movie, I felt like it was kind of accurate, but possibly not so accurate. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 90% fictionalized or exaggerated, and usually those kinds of movies tend to be exaggerated in some kind of way for dramatic effect and all that. And but I feel like it's a decent movie. I feel like Val Kilmer gave a decent performance as Jim Morrison. Not necessarily like the best performance or whatever. I've seen the movie, I want to say about 10 times, close to 10 times, and I used to own a copy of it on VHS, and I think something happened to it. I don't know, I lost it during a move or something, and but yeah, and one thing I always liked, I liked how they would incorporate the keyboard sound. Ray Manzarek, for me, when it comes to like keyboard stuff, I've never been a big fan of keyboards in rock music. But for the Doors, they made it work. I really don't know how. Maybe it's just because most of their songs revolved around different blues scales, blues type stuff. And, so they were neither, they weren't like really like straight up rock music, but they also weren't just straight up like traditional bluesy kind of band, but they had those elements, blues and rock, and then add along with the awesome poetic lyrics of Jim Morrison, and that's definitely what helps to eventually make them a household name. And then also I like the fact that Jim Morrison, for the most part, I'm not sure about the other members, but I know definitely for him, he believed that when it came to art, things like music and art and poetry, and he seemed to believe that that the artist should be free to express himself however he wanted to. And I mean, unfortunately, maybe that message that he had to convey, it may have gotten lost, in his habitual drug use, or what seemed like habitual drug use. And because, I mean, he experimented with LSD and other drugs, and so did the other members in the band, but they didn't do it as often as Jim Morrison did it. Which unfortunately I kind of feel like that may have been his downfall, or at least one of the many things that caused his downfall. Or, I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't know that for a fact or anything. Another thing I know is that the Doors happened to be a favorite band of my uncles on my mom's side, and because I just remember growing up, every now and then, when we would visit them, usually they'd be hanging out in the garage and just drinking beer and listening to records on a record player. They listened to bands like, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, the Rolling Stones, Creedence Clearwater. And so yeah, the Doors, anytime I hear a Doors song, or any mention of them, like, I'm reminded of this image of my uncles just hanging out in the garage drinking beer, and sometimes they would try to sing along, or sometimes they would like play a little air guitar or air keyboard, or and so yeah, I pretty much associate any Doors song with that image. And but for me, I consider it's definitely a good thing, like because some time ago my uncles passed, I mean, individually, in their own time, and even though they were really easygoing, laid back guys for the most part, they were definitely big on family, definitely made sure to let people know, I mean, whenever they could, or I guess whenever they felt like they could, let people know how much that they cared about them and whatnot. And so I mean, I guess, yeah, in a way, they were an example for me, and also too, I mean, they were definitely, they influenced my musical taste too. So, and I definitely, thank them for that. Yeah, it's a shame that I couldn't do it sooner, but I'm doing it now. So, I definitely thank them for that. Because then eventually, as I got older, I got more and more into rock music and started listening more and more to other bands, slightly different bands, slightly louder bands. So yeah, it's, I mean, as far as like some of my favorite Doors songs, definitely Light My Fire, Love Me Two Times, LA Woman. I also like Roadhouse Blues. And the song, which I believe is titled The End. Yeah. For me, I feel like that song, The End, is like pretty poetic. And I don't know, like maybe like weirdly prophetic in some kind of way. I mean, as far as like when it comes to Jim Morrison, you know, how he lived his life and the fact that he inevitably caused his own downfall. Yeah, something like that. And then, of course, I you know, unfortunately, I wasn't alive, or, you know, I mean, I didn't even exist yet when they were still playing live, you know, in a live setting. And I mean, if you're listening to this and you actually were fortunate enough to see them in concert, definitely let me know. I mean, I'd be interested in knowing a little bit about, you know, what that was like. You know, if you have any awesome experiences, if you experienced anything cool or weird, or even a little scary, yeah, you know, let me know. I mean, there's oftentimes I do kind of feel like maybe I should have been born like sometime in the 60s or 70s or 50s. I mean, definitely like sometime when rock music was, you know, just starting to take hold of the youth of the country, and really like establishing a place within mainstream culture. And just because that whole period, like especially the 60s and early 70s, that whole period like definitely fascinates me. And I kind of feel like if I might have missed out on something, or something special and magical and awesome. And so yeah, I mean, not that I haven't had my own cool experiences, concert experiences, or just other experiences being a musician myself, and because I've definitely had a lot of interesting, weird, and awesome experiences. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, just to have been able to experience so many awesome bands and so much awesome music during that time period, the 60s, early 70s, and yeah, that would have been awesome. It's, I don't know, who knows, maybe once I perfect my time machine, I just gotta find DeLorean. I gotta build some kind of flux capacitor, and that's a Back to the Future reference, if you didn't know that. So, but yeah, just, you know, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Doors, and also too, I believe they got their name. They chose the band name because they got it from the title of an Aldous Huxley book. Aldous Huxley, he was definitely an interesting guy too. I definitely got to read and review one of his books. But Aldous Huxley, he wrote a book which is titled The Doors of Perception. And that's where the band got their name from, The Doors. And so, yeah. You might want to Google it so you can read a little more on that, I mean, if you want to. So, but yeah, that pretty much does it. I don't know, if I can find some really interesting live stuff from the Doors, I'll provide links to them down below. So, yeah. So that pretty much does it for this week's Music Monday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, till next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep it rockin', and peace. Oh yeah, if you like this, go ahead and give it a like, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Definitely, I've been noticing that leaving likes on videos, I've been noticing, as far as my channel is concerned, and other channels, but especially mine, I've been noticing it really helps to, it helps to kind of break through YouTube's stubborn algorithm. I don't know, that's what I've noticed. So, leave a like if you like this. If you didn't like it, please, I don't know, let me know, and then you can go make yourself a PB&J sandwich or something like that. But, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, if you feel like you want to, or need to, or have to. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again. See ya. Until next time, which will be, I don't know. Well, I got a lot of other video things to upload. So yeah, thanks again for watching this. And peace.